Marco. Marco.
All right, hello everyone. We are back. Welcome, welcome. Very special stream today. We have a guest. I want to thank this gentleman here for joining me today and being willing to have a chat. So without further ado, Dale, go ahead. The floor is yours. Dale Calvert, everybody.
I appreciate it, Marco.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I just want to share why I'm here, and then we'll be happy to, like I said, I'll answer any questions that you have at all. But I'm scrolling through YouTube and I see Meet Dale Calvert, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, do I know this guy? I don't think I was on his podcast. Who is this guy? And I click over, and in about 5 minutes, I hear a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with me. Okay, this dude's anti-MLMer. Okay, so fine. I listened to a few minutes of it, and I don't really pay a lot of attention to it. I try not to. But then I get several friends saying, Dale, I've shared with that guy, my experience working with you was phenomenal or whatever. And every time I put something up that's positive, it's being removed. And I said, no. So then I went and I made a rebuttal and I sent it, and it came down like instantly. And I thought, what? So I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, before I went to bed, actually, I did it again, and it came down at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking, this guy's on the ball. Something's going on. So that's when I did a post on my my podcast, just as a response. And here's where I come from. I agree with 70% of all anti-MLMers. I do. I agree. But I also know that if you're in the right place at the right time with the right network marketing company and the right team, network marketing can change your life. And I've got a podcast that's full of stories of people that it's actually done that for. It's done it for me. So my only thing is, not all opportunities, not all of them are scams or a waste of time, energy, and effort. 70% are, maybe more, but not all of them. And I just wish people would see both sides of it, or admit that, hey, you know what? For some people that did find themselves with the right opportunity, the right mentorship, the right team at the right time in history, it had a very positive impact on their life. That's where I'm coming from. So anything you want to ask me, I'm an open book, man.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate it, Dale. And I just want to say I never deleted any of your comments on my initial Meet Dale Calvert stream, and I wasn't even planning to mention this, but I have to say to you, from my experience being on YouTube for a while and being on social media for a while, you know, I'm 27 years old, so I grew up with the internet. I was in high school when Instagram came out. I have to tell you, if you go to the comments on your stream, I think it was called Marco the anti-MLM sissy boy or something to that effect. If you go to the comments of that stream, these people that you're talking about, these supporters of you, in my opinion, it is obvious that those are not real accounts. Those are bots. All of them, and I say that because all of them follow the same naming pattern. It's like John Smith 1234 or Sarah Johnson 5689. It's all a first name, a last name, and then 4 digits, and they're all saying effectively the same thing with the same grammar, the same stylization of writings, etc. So I have to tell you, I'm pretty sure those were spam accounts. And if
do you really believe that?
I do believe that, and I have
to
tell
you. Do you really believe that?
I do.
I mean, come on, dude.
I do. I
mean, all anybody has to do is go to MLMsuccess.com, and there's over 50 stories there from real people, most of which tried to comment on your page, and their comments were deleted. That's the truth.
Well, I'm telling you, I didn't delete them. So the other option, the other possibility, if it wasn't me deleting them, which it wasn't, is that YouTube will flag certain behaviors, like if you're spamming, or if you're a fake account, or if you are saying words that are inappropriate, like certain curse words are blacklisted. And I didn't see any of that with those comments, but I can assure you, I wasn't deleting them. I certainly didn't delete your comment. As a matter of fact, I responded to your comment, and when I went to go check back, it was removed. So either, I don't know if you removed your comment or what happened, but I have to tell you, those commenters that were John Smith 5678, those were fake accounts, Dale.
There's no fake accounts.
They all commented at the same time. They all commented like, I mean, how did they even find it? How did they even find my?
You know why? Because they're legit people that have each other's texts. Can you believe this, dude? Go look what he said. I don't even know what a fake bot, what it is. I do know that my podcast is full of real people. Real people. Anybody can go check it out, listen to their story from all over the United States and the world.
Well, here, look.
Who tried to respond to you, and their responses were removed.
Here, look.
How it happened, I don't care, and really, that's beside the point. We could go back. I don't want to waste time here.
No. I agree, but I mean, I've got it on the screen here right now. This is your stream called Marco the Anti-MLM Coward. It has 300 views, and yet somehow managed to get 88 comments. That's an exceptionally high engagement rate.
I have people that know what they're doing, man.
Sure.
I have people.
But here, look, I have it on the screen.
Credibility over 40 years.
Gino T 7347, John Spiro 4274, MC 13. Yeah, go ahead.
Gino is in Minnesota. Who's the next one? I might be able to tell you.
MC 1373.
I have no idea.
John Spiro 4274.
I have no idea.
Patrick Ong 93. Marilyn Cox 3912.
She's in Toronto.
Infinite. Okay, actually, I think some of these people are actually my followers, but you get my point. Tony Soup 4262. I mean, how come all these
Kentucky.
people? How come all these people have the same?
He's from Kentucky.
Okay.
You want me to get him on the phone? We can talk to him right now.
Okay. So let's.
Really, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah, let's move on from this.
Let's don't get into all this. I just want to have a factual, authentic.
Yes.
Conversation.
Okay, great. So you mentioned that you think that there are a lot of MLM companies in the industry that are doing it wrong. You used the number 70%. You said maybe it's more. So what's going on in the industry that you don't like? Let's start there.
It started when they took retail sales out of their comp plans. That's when it started. So if you don't have retail customers, you don't have a business.
I agree.
And if you look at most of the comp plans out there, people's customers are in their MLM box, their world, their distributors are their customers. And when I started like years ago with the Shackley Corporation, man, I had a lot more customers than I did distributors, a lot more. And that's how a real business is created. But they've changed it and tweaked it so much. And it makes no sense to me. So that's my biggest concern is, who are your customers?
Right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned being with Shackley. That's a very it's been around a long time, that company.
Yeah.
So what are some of the MLM companies you've had experience with? You said you've been doing this a long time, 40 years. So have you been with a lot of different companies?
My first 3 years, I was with 3 companies in my first 30 years. Yeah. So I started with Shackley. After Shackley, I had the experience that most people do. I quit. I'm never doing MLM again. I hate MLM. Don't ever talk to me about MLM. That was where I came from after 5. I gave it my heart and soul for 5 years, and I had success, but some things happened beyond my control, and I had 2 kids to feed at the time, and I ended up leaving the industry for 5 years, determined that I would never come back. So Shakti was my first company. The next company was called National Safety Associates, NSA, which is now Juice Plus.
Oh, we know that one.
Yeah, yeah. So NSA initially started out with a water filtration system. And this is when bottled water was just starting to hit. So I knew the timing was good. And it was a cool little device. You could hook it up to your sink and you got bottle quality water for like 3 cents a gallon. And I had so many people out there retailing a couple a month, a couple a week, and putting cash in their pockets. I mean, stay-at-home moms were selling these filters, and it was really good until they started really front-end loading the
Right.
comp plan. And that company is the reason that all the front-end loading laws actually were developed, because people were going in and selling people $5,000, $15,000, $25,000 worth of water filters that they were stacking up in their garage and never selling, just to get a position in the comp plan.
Right.
So yeah, so that was the second company. And then from there, when all that was happening, a friend of mine that I met in that company was starting another company. And he said, Dale, he said, I'm starting a company. It was with a first chromium picolinate, a ephedra-based weight loss product. And I said, you can't this is not going to work. If the product doesn't work, you have no business. And he sent me a case of it. And I started taking it. And people say, Dale, you're looking better. What's going on?
Oh no.
And it's like, surely this stuff's not work, but it honestly did. And people that have taken a ephedra-based chromium picolinate product will tell you it works. So when I realized I've got a pill that people can take and lose weight, he initially contacted me just to put together a training program for his company. And he said, Dale, if you want to do this, he said, join us. And I said, well, once I got on the product, I said, okay, I'm going to do this, because at that time, NSA was starting to talk Juice Plus. And it's like, that's not the product. I love these water air filtration systems. It's a great product, great sale, good money up front. I don't like Juice Plus, but weight loss is different than nutrition, than wellness. And I told my team, I said, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go to start with this company. We'll start all over. If it works, it'll set me up for the rest of my life. If it doesn't work, I'll do something else down the road. And long story short, we grew faster than Herbalife did their first year. We were in the top 5 network marketing companies in the United States our second year. It exploded. And we helped on that team, we had over 200 5, 6, and 7-figure earners on my personal team. And I retired when I was 39. I said, I'm done, because it was about the time these attraction marketers and the internet was coming. And it's like, I'm done. I'm not doing this the rest of my life. And I made $10 million my last 5 years.
Holy.
And I retired. And I said, I'm going to do other stuff. I'm going to do other businesses. I'm done with network marketing. And but my phone started ringing. People wanted me to come and speak at different events, and I did that for 15 years. And then I got back in the industry, and I've been with 3 or 4 companies, 5 companies in the last 10 years.
Dang. Well, I mean, so what made you want to come back after $10 million? Because for me, $10 million, if I had $10 million, nobody would ever see me again. I'd be chilling somewhere.
Because, but I mean, I sincerely love the personal development aspect of network marketing. I do.
Right.
It changed my life, man. I mean, I was a messed up 20-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was, when I found this industry, and it changed my life, man. When the first time I heard Zig Ziglar say, you're where you are in your life because of what's gone into your mind. And the only way to change where you are is change what goes into your mind.
So true.
It touched me, man. It just touched me. And so I miss that aspect of it, the personal development. I miss seeing people's lives change like mine was. But the real reason is a guy hired me to be a consultant and trainer for the company. And he sold me on the fact that he's getting ready to buy out all the Piggly Wiggly grocery stores throughout the United States. So they're primarily in the South. And he said, Dale, we're going to set up a business where people can come to our grocery store, buy their Captain Crunch, and get paid BV on it. And I thought, if this guy can pull this off, if this guy can pull this off, it'll be huge. And I really believed him for a while until I didn't. And then when I didn't, I mean, I left a lot of money on the table. I was the top distributor, and I said, I can't do this because I don't believe you. I don't think you're going to be able to pull this off. And I quit. And probably 2 months later, the government raided his facility.
Oh,
he
no.
was put in jail. Yeah,
how come?
He wasn't paying bonuses. He quit paying bonuses.
Uh-oh.
He quit paying people. And yeah, so yeah, but that got me back into it, and enough to know that, I love the personal development part of the business. So that got me back into it.
So the owner of that company who wasn't paying the bonuses, that experience of getting raided and him getting arrested, that didn't turn you off from? No,
I'm glad I was out when it happened. I'm glad I wasn't associated with it. But, and that's the thing. There's a lot of great people, a lot of great companies. They're not all bad. They're not all scams.
Sure.
They're really sincerely not. I mean, there's some phenomenal opportunities, but the problem is most people are with the wrong company at the wrong time in history. It's like, can you imagine if I joined Shackley today? There's no upside potential there. It's timing. Timing is the most important factor, and it's something that nobody talks about. Nobody does.
So let me ask you this, Dale, because one of the things that you've talked about in your videos before is about sort of the anti-MLM community at large, and sort of you don't like how they paint the MLM industry with a broad brush and say that they're all scams. I find that you paint the anti-MLMers with a broad brush and say that their motivations are all just basically to sell merchandise and line their own pockets. Yesterday, you and I had a very gentlemanly conversation on the phone, and you mentioned that you think I could be really effective if I just shifted my perspective a bit. So from my experience, every MLM comp plan that I've looked at, every MLM earnings disclosure that I've looked at, shows consistently across the board that 99% of people lose money. And this is corroborated in the 2011 John Taylor study, which is listed on the FTC's website, that shows how the MLM plan is designed for the bottom 99% to lose money. So what is it about my perspective that needs to shift? Because from my point of view, I'm not using any sort of bias or perspective. I'm just looking at the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. So what do I need to fix?
Where did the top start in a network marketing company?
Oh,
where do the top people start?
Good question. This is a good question that I get asked, because you're responding to this criticism that, you can only make money in MLM if you get in early enough, right?
I agree with that. I fundamentally agree that the timing is the most important part. Okay. I fundamentally agree, but I also know of companies that started and the number one money earner joined the 10th year in the company. Okay, so it's not 100%, but where do the people at the bottoms? The people at the top start. Now, granted, there's bridge money deals and all kinds of behind the scenes things going on with a lot of companies. I've had that offered to me multiple times. But in a legitimate company, everybody starts at the same place. So those that are on the bottom, that doesn't mean they aren't working their way up or have the opportunity to work their way up. And some will get up here and they're happy here, and some want to continue to.
Right.
And most do, and maybe most do lose money. I don't know if it's that most lose money. I don't think that's really the case. I think, well, the majority of people are at the bottom, which they could be losing money, but they
Mm-hmm.
might not be. If they're retailing product, they're not losing money. You know?
So just regarding the thing you said about where did the people at the top start, I think there are two ways to make it to the higher echelons of an MLM. One is to get in early enough. Two is maybe you didn't get in early. Maybe you got into a company that's been around 30, 40 years, but you somehow managed to rise through the ranks. I think the way that you do that, if you didn't get in early, is to be willing to deceive people en masse into joining your downline so that you beat the math sort of and push yourself higher up so that you're able to do this sort of impossible feat of math magic where you're able to get people, the two who get two or whatever. So I think those are the only two ways. And what's interesting about the MLM industry as a whole is that even if you start in a company that's been around a long time and you manage to rise through the ranks, the loss rates don't change. It's always a 99% loss rate. So to me, a system where by design 99% of people lose, that is a scam. I can't think of loss rates in any other legitimate industry that are even close to that. I mean, even the most volatile business startups like a restaurant, which restaurants have a infamously high level of failure in the first 5 years because, there's a lot of factors. Those don't even come close to MLM. I think the number for restaurants is 50% within the first 5 years will go under. So 99% though, to me,
I've
that's
never
not
seen
a
90. I've never seen 99%.
So if you've never seen these loss rates, I guess what would be the motivation for you to sort of hop from one company to the next over the course of your career? Why?
I've never hopped.
Well, you mentioned first being in Shackley, and then you mentioned being with the company that became Juice Plus.
Then I left. I left Shackley.
Yeah, and then you retired, and then you came back, and you said in the past 10 years you've been with 3 different companies. So that's
but my first, what you do know, it wasn't a hop. Okay, when I left NSA, I had the fastest growing team in the company. Vice president of the company told me that. Why? Because my people were retailing product. They weren't stacking garages.
So why leave?
But I shared that with you because they were moving into this Juice Plus, which I did not feel comfortable with. I did not feel comfortable.
Right.
Because I've got people that are retailing this product and now we're going to switch to this product. I don't feel comfortable with that product. I left.
I see.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I'll talk to you straight.
Yeah.
I will. And I'm not defending the entire industry as a whole. Because I honestly, I despise it. I love it. I have a real love-hate relationship with the industry. I love it, what it's done for me, but I despise what it's become. And I've talked like that for 5-10 years. People know that.
What's it become?
Social club. People hang out, blow smoke up each other's dress. They get to go to their Thanksgiving dinner and talk about their business with their relatives and show their business card. It's delusional. They have no customers. They have no real business, but they feel good. It's a social club. It's no longer a business. Now, my teams, we're business. We're 100% business.
Got it.
We are.
Got it.
We 100% business. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets hurt. Everybody has the opportunity, but we're business. And it's like, I don't get involved with these companies that are living inside a box. I don't do it. So, and that's my point. Not all of them are that. Not all of them are that. The last 2 that I've been with, yeah. And I'm with my last one now. I mean, really, I'm done. I mean, I found exactly what
right
most are looking for. I hope they were joining when they joined to begin with. So, I mean, I'm good.
Fair enough. So what I want to ask next, Dale, this is one of the questions that I had thought of prior to us doing this, is a lot of people think that a pyramid scheme is a business opportunity where you get money from simply recruiting people and not from the sales of any product. But of course, you and I, because of your expertise and of my experience, we both know that that's not necessarily true. That is a pyramid scheme on paper, but a lot of companies that appear to be multi-level marketing companies simply use the product as a sort of money laundering scheme to disguise this recruiting machine that's going on. And that theory is also corroborated by the FTC, who on their site say that many pyramid schemes look on the surface like legitimate MLM opportunities. So when I'm looking at an MLM company and trying to figure out if it is indeed a pyramid scheme, I use Robert Fitzpatrick's 4 criteria that he talks about in Ponzinomics: pay to play, the endless chain recruiting model, the emphasis on recruitment, and the extreme money transfer from the bottom 99% to the top less than 1%. And with every single MLM company I've looked into, I have found these 4 things. So my question is for you, Dale, with your current company that you're with now, which you say is your final company, would I find those characteristics, the endless chain, the pay to play, the extreme money transfer, and the emphasis on recruitment?
They're not there.
Not there. Okay, got it.
If they're not there, is it a legitimate MLM?
Yeah, so just so we're clear on the terms, on the FTC's site, and this is what I understand a legitimate MLM to be, it is selling actual products, retailing, and recruiting people who retail, who are not themselves purchasing the product. So sales made to people not in the opportunity, real customers, real customers, people who want the product, and you can earn a commission off of what they sell as well. However, and I agree that would be a legitimate MLM company. However, when there is an incentive built into the comp plan for people to earn money through recruiting or through front loading and buying the product themselves, I think it is doomed to become an illegal pyramid scheme, because obviously direct selling it's very difficult in the world of Amazon and Target and Walmart and Costco. It's very hard to convince someone to switch brands from the shampoo they already love or the protein powder they already love or the skincare they already love over to what you're selling, which they can, they probably already have brand loyalty and they can get it easier and cheaper from Amazon. So I think that's very difficult. So when you provide people the alternate route of saying, hey, you could just buy the product yourself to increase your volume, your PV, your personal volume, and then you can sell it to your downline and your downline buys it. Now you have BV. Well, now you're just selling to this closed loop of customers who are really just the distributors. It's the people who are working in the company buying all the product. That is a pyramid scheme. So yeah, if there was no PV boosting through your own purchases or your downline's purchases, I think that would be a legitimate MLM company. However, I've never seen that, and I've also never found anyone who's been able to name a company that does that, and I've also never heard the FTC or SEC or any regulatory agency name a single company that operates as a legitimate MLM. I don't think it exists.
Yeah, it definitely does. And a regulatory, they probably wouldn't name it because then they're showing favoritism. I'll name it, but
please name one.
Yeah, and see, my whole thing is, if it is paying, like, you got all these companies now that we're not MLM, we're social selling, we're this, we're that. If you're paying through an MLM structure, a tiered structure, you're an MLM, in my opinion. If you're paying in a tiered structure, then you're a network marketing. You call it whatever you want to call it, but that's what you are.
So is Walmart an MLM?
No.
Okay.
No, Walmart's not. Amazon, is a affiliate program. They have an affiliate program model attached to it. It's not MLM because it's just one level. That's but if Amazon paid their affiliates to recruit other affiliates, then Amazon would be an MLM.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what's the name of a single company? I mean, you're the expert on this. I would defer to you to answer this question because you have so much experience. I mean, you've been doing this since before I was even born. So could you do me the courtesy of naming a company that is a legitimate MLM?
I could give you a few, but I'll
Sure.
tell you the one that, really the one that, and again, I'm working with the company, and let me just say this, and then I'll tell you the company.
Yep.
The company that I worked with the last 10 months, 12 months, they pivoted into a new product line. I've been with them a couple of years. Uh, this year, we will have on our personal team between 30 and 100 people. I don't know for sure yet, but between 30 and 100 that will make $100,000
Nice.
in commissions. They started in November. We all started in November when the company made this pivot. They paid nothing to start. There's no BV requirements. They're selling, they're out there in the marketplace selling product. But
Love
the
it.
company that, and when they made this pivot, another guy called me that I had met a couple years ago. I'd spoken at a couple of his events when I was just doing generic, and he was getting ready to start this company, and it's like, this is, I mean, I trust you, I believe you, but there ain't no way this is going to happen.
Right.
He's telling me about this company that he's getting ready to start, and I told him, I said, Dave, look, when I get everything set up, the systems and everything for our existing team here, I will look at what you're doing because I respect you. And I looked, and I started looking, and I stayed up all night. I did an all-nighter, and at my age, that's kind of
That's
difficult.
crazy. Yeah.
But I went through everything, and I thought, oh my gosh, this will be the last network marketing company people join. And sincerely, I believe it. And here's why. And again, I think it meets all your criteria that you've already laid out. I sincerely do.
Okay.
It's $10 to join one time, not
Mm-hmm.
monthly.
Mm-hmm.
$10. With that, you get a retail website. Okay. Then you also get a back office and an app, but
Mm-hmm.
the retail website is the key to the whole thing
I'm
because,
in. I'm in so far.
yeah, yeah, okay. So it's it's $10 a year. There's no BV requirements, no BV requirements, no PV requirements, none of that. And the whole concept is what we're doing is we're tapping into a $450 billion industry.
Whoa there.
That's bigger than all the network marketing, lotion, potion, pills companies, and travel companies combined. It's
So this
bigger than
one's
all of them.
this one is different.
So yeah.
Okay.
So the niche is $450 billion out there.
Mm.
They want what we're selling, and what the niche is, it's the collectibles market.
Mm.
Beanie Babies, comic books, sports cards, Star Wars figures, you name it. Okay, collectibles. People that are collectible are into collections are passionate people. They love their Beanie Babies. They love their Superman comics or whatever. Okay, this dude, this guy made over $1 million in collectibles before he was 20 years old. Sports cards primarily, flipping. He grew up. He from the time he was 5 years old. He had a couple of card shops. When he was about 28, he ran into the network marketing industry, loved it, was a top income earner in a couple companies, but got burnt out with a lot of the stuff we've talked about, honestly, just frustrated with it. So he started his own company, and he said, I'm going to learn how to run a network marketing company because one day, and he made the decision, I heard him recently, we were talking in 1998, he said, one day I'm going to have a collectibles network marketing company. So this guy, for 40 years, he was making 8, 10, 15, 20,000 a month building network marketing teams, took 5,000, gave it to his wife. His wife said, you do whatever you want with the rest of it. For 40 years, he's been buying collectibles. He's got 3 huge warehouses in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've been there. I've seen them. And this just launched August 1st.
Brand new.
So brand new, ground floor. Right. That's
ground
right.
floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how are we going to make money? Targeting the $450 billion collectible market.
That's the key.
I can go to a comic book show, walk through. Hey, have you heard of Collect Direct yet? No. Here's a $5 gift card. Go check out the website. You might find something you can add to your collection. Not trying to get them to change brands. Not trying to say my vitamin's better than whatever you've been taking for 7 years and love. It's such a total. I can't believe I get to do it at this point in my career.
It's foolproof.
Huh?
It's foolproof.
I don't see how people can lose.
There's no losing. I mean, $10 to join.
That's right.
How could you lose?
So would this classify as a legit network marketing company in your mind?
Well, I'd have to get one more piece of information from you before.
Sure.
Now, I haven't looked at the comp plan of Collect Direct, but what I would ask you is, you said there's no BV requirements, but is there the potential to increase your own PV from your own purchases of said collectibles?
There's no reason to.
But is there the option to?
Well, sure.
Right.
I mean, if product is bought, it can help you. But the whole focus is the retail market out here. The retail market is what ultimately creates your requirements to move up through the comp plan. It's all based upon the retail sales out here, all of it. I can't buy in at a specific level or whatever. I cannot do that.
Yeah. So, okay.
It's all based upon customer volume.
Got it. Okay, so let me ask you this. I'll answer your question. My question is, no, this would not be a legitimate MLM. I'll tell you why.
Why is it?
I haven't looked at the comp plan yet, so I'm open to changing my mind. But off the information so far that you've given me, I would say, no, this isn't a legit MLM. And here's why. With the option to increase PV and thus increase your rank and thus increase your commission and thus increase the money you make, it is doomed to become this closed loop internal consumption pyramid scheme where the distributors become the customers. I know you're laughing, but let me tell you why, Dale. Because
listen, dude.
Listen, let me finish. Just let me finish. Because I'll be quick. Because let's say the average collectible sold is $500, and let's say that the commission is even 20%. That's $100 that a distributor for Collect Direct is making. How many? How likely is your average person through this direct sales model of selling collectibles? How likely are they to even make a part-time income from selling these collectibles? Why would the collectors that are part of this $400 and some billion market, why do they not just go to Amazon or the already existing Star Trek and Star Wars collectible sites? So if I'm a distributor for Collect Direct, I can see how very quickly I'm going to expend my warm market of people who I know that are Beanie Babies and Star Wars and Star Trek fans and baseball card fans. And then I'm going to think, okay, well, I need to make some money out of this thing. I can just buy the collectibles myself and boost my own PV.
It does. There's no value in that unless you have a nephew that's a Seattle Mariners fan.
Well, let's say I love Batman, right? I love Batman. So let's say I'm a big Batman fan.
I should have worn my Batman.
You like Batman?
Yeah, go ahead. I got a few Batman shirts.
Okay, cool. We'll have to talk about Batman on another time. But I love Batman. So let's say I'm a distributor for Collect Direct, and my sales aren't anything crazy, so I buy some Batman stuff to boost my PV. Are you saying that that's not really a loss because I love Batman, so I'm getting value from it?
No, I'm saying it's ridiculous and not needed. Marco, you are seeing this through the glasses that, again, because this is it. I mean, when something different, unique, never been done before, all we do we see it through and you're seeing it through your anti-MLM glasses. And I get that. And I'm not, but here's the deal, man. It's a $450 billion market. Okay. I'm going tomorrow to watch the Atlanta Braves play the San Francisco Giants. They're downtown Atlanta. I could take my card and look for people wearing Pittsburgh Pirates or Giants uniforms, because they've traveled in from San Francisco to be there. And I said, looks like you're a big Giants fan, aren't you? Yeah. Do you have Giants cards or memorabilia? Oh, yeah. Go check out this website. You might find something you can add to your collection. I could have that conversation 100 times if I wanted to. And there's going to be a percent of those people, especially if I give them a $5 gift card, that will go. The ratio of customers, and you watch this, mark my words, because remember, this just started August 1st. Look at this August 1st next year. The number of customers this company will have compared to distributors, it'll be 10 to 1. Easy 10 to 1. The last training I did with our team this past Wednesday, it was how to have 3,500 customers within 1 year. That was the title of the training.
Right. Well, okay, I have a question. I want to say this question before I forget. You made a really good point about how perhaps your business model with these collectibles is more viable than a vitamin or a skincare, because people have brand loyalty. So people have brand loyalty to their skincare, their shampoo. They don't want to switch and buy some more expensive product. With Collect Direct, the collectors presumably only care about the collectible they're getting and not where they got it from. But my question is, why would a collector choose to buy from someone who's a distributor for Collect Direct instead of just going and getting that same thing on Amazon or from some other, like eBay or something like that? Does Collect Direct have some sort of exclusivity for the best collectibles, or is it made up of collectors that submit their own catalogs, or where's the stuff coming from?
That is an intelligent question. Really, okay. It really is. And again, it was hard for me to wrap my mind around this. Honestly, it's like, there's no way you can't build a network marketing company with commodities. Come on, you have to charge 50% more than everybody else is charging. If you're going to pay bonus, it doesn't make sense. The guy's been buying for 40 years. Some of his items have appreciated 10, 100, 1,000%. Some of the Kobe Bryant cards over 1,000% increase. But an example, I went and I've got a video just showing this. It's like 3 minutes. It's on one of my channels. I went to eBay, and this was maybe a month ago, and I looked at Bo Jackson rookie card and got the prices of what it had sold for on eBay. There was 2 of them had sold in the last 2 weeks for $125.80 or something. On our site, I could have went on and bought it for $119. That's why they would do that.
How is Collect Direct getting the items cheaper?
He probably bought, this was a 1987 card. He probably bought hundreds, maybe thousands in 87 when he could have picked them up for 30 cents. So the appreciation of this collection has been unbelievable over 40 years. But the other thing is, he is buying out huge collections. Huge collections. When I was out there, he had bought a semi-truck full of Legos. This guy had been collecting Legos, which is a collectible, for years and years. He wanted to liquidate it. His kids didn't want it. And he's kind of known as, hey, if you have a collection you want to sell, call Dave. He'll make you an offer. And he's not cherry picking.
Got it.
So he's known in this collector's world. He's sincerely known. And so if you buy right, then you can sell right. And that's all he's doing.
Great point. So I want to ask you this. On Collect Direct's site, there's a quote here. This says, To earn retail commissions, and remember you said that the basis of the business here is retailing, right? Selling real products. To earn retail commissions, you must maintain a minimum of 40 to 80 PV personal volume each month, depending on rank. Why would Collect Direct?
It's not true.
Okay, it's not true. So the site needs to be updated.
Yeah, I don't know what you're reading, but a person can join $10 a year, have their website, go and sell products, make money. If they want to build out a team, then I can't just bring one person in and then that person explode and me make money on that whole organization. I have to have at least $40 to $80 in customer volume in order to qualify for downline bonuses. Because if somebody just brings in one person, that person goes to work and builds a team, you got to have some other customers, is what $40 to $80 worth of customer volume in order to qualify for all that volume that's been created.
Got it. The next thing I want to ask about is you said you can't buy your rank, but I see here on the site, on the How It Works page, starter $29.98, collector $60, a team builder $120, so and so on and so on, all the way up to superstar success for $1,000. So what am I misunderstanding something there? To me, that would look like the distributor is paying for the higher.
No, what's the highest level? Superstar?
Super something. I clicked off it right now.
Superstar collector, let's say.
Yeah.
So once you have retail volume of $1,000, now you're at that position, whatever you just said. So you go up in position as your customer base grows over here through your website.
Right, but you can buy. The point I'm making here is you could buy your rank essentially.
No, there's no value in that, because the only reason you even want a rank is if you have somebody that's focused on the business and has exploded, then yeah, you would want to do that. But you can start. There's no monthly BV requirements other than your customer volume.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, because I want to be fair to you and I want to make sure I'm understanding correctly, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just bring this up. This will only take me a second. Give me one sec here. I want to make sure that I understand this totally. So I have up here on the screen, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but here, I'm going to move you over, I'm going to move me over, and I'm going to give some space here. And I need the expert to explain this because I think I'm having some difficulty here. So Collect Direct site, here it says, let's see, let me pull it up. Okay, here we go. So these are their bonuses. This is the compensation plan with retail rewards. This is what I have up on the screen here. So it shows there's a fast start bonus, there's dual team commissions, dual team matching bonus. I'm just going to skip past this. Club membership, annual access, $10 a year. So that's true what you said, $10 a year. Not one time, but yearly. Then it says here that you can get retail reward bonuses. Customer reorders are always paid the retail reward, a commission and volume paid on your personal customer orders. So sample order size, $30, gets you BV of 5 BV. Retail reward bonus is $5. So we're talking about, I think I see. We're talking about purchases that you yourself as the distributor are making.
It's the amount of volume that you're creating, your team is creating. Here's the bottom line, 3,500 customers, and I'm doing an average of $50 in customer purchase every quarter, would make a person about $11,200 a month.
But Dale, they could buy it, is my point. You say there's no incentive to, but I'm looking at the incentive.
I'll buy the Bo Jackson card. because I can turn around and flip it and sell it tomorrow and make a little bit of profit if
Right.
I wanted to.
So what happens, Dale, if you have a slow month and you're not, the collectibles aren't selling that well? Why would you not just boost your own PV? That's the incentive right there. You say there's no incentive, there's no reason to, but that's the reason right there. I mean, look, I'm looking at this site right here. It says, I can tell based on this left and right leg thing, this is a binary plan. So look, it says
on the front end.
Look, so I if I hover over see illustration, it literally shows me a pyramid where one person recruits two people in the left and right leg. Those people recruit people in their left and right leg, and on and on and on. So you said the 4 characteristics of a pyramid scheme that I talked about earlier wouldn't be met. And here I'm seeing a diagram of at least one of them, which is the endless chain.
No, that's dude, I mean, every company in America is shaped like a pyramid. And again, we can go back and forth on this kind of stuff all day long.
Well, you said Walmart's not an MLM. So just to address that, because I want to be fair to you, yes, every company is shaped like a pyramid. There are many things that have a hierarchy, but just because things have a hierarchy doesn't make them a pyramid scheme. I've heard people say in MLM.
I've agreed.
I've heard people say, oh, your family is a pyramid because you've got your grandma and your grandpa, then your mom, your dad, then you, your brother, your sister, then your kids. Is that a pyramid scheme? You and I both know that's nonsense.
Yeah.
Right. So
your
mom and dad are not moving up to the rank of grandma and grandpa because they recruited 3 other moms and dads. So we know that that's not multi-level marketing. So please, for the sake of us staying in reality, let's not go to the whole, well, everything is shaped like a pyramid. I am talking about a pyramid scheme.
Your 4 criteria. Here's the bottom line here. $10 a year. Start where you want. You can build to the top. No out-of-pocket requirements, period. None. Period.
Okay, no requirement, right? I agree with you, no requirement. But the thing I said before, which you agreed with, which is that if there is the option to boost your own PV, it's doomed to become an illegal pyramid scheme because direct sales.
That is such flawed logic, dude.
Well, let me explain.
Let
me finish explaining first, at least. Come on, at least let me make my explanation. The reason I say that it's doomed to become a pyramid scheme is because direct sales, the idea of, door-to-door sales or even just direct sales through online, even affiliate marketing, it's very hard to do. It's almost impossible. Amazon dominates. Walmart dominates. Target, Costco, those things dominate. Nobody really uses direct sales as a means of selling anymore. So even if there was no requirement or no way to boost your PV or your rank through your own purchases, I think it would still fail. I think direct sales as a concept is still doomed to fail. But in your case with Collect Direct, it's sort of proving my point, which is that if you can boost your own PV with your own purchases and not retail sales, it's doomed to become that. Because who's really out here making $100,000 a year off selling collectibles and flipping collectibles?
My gosh. Come on, man. Marco,
no, really, who is making $100,000 a year
Marco,
from just flipping collectibles? And if they were just flipping collectibles, what's the point of even having an MLM? You don't need the MLM, I guess. What's the point?
See, again, everything you've said in the last 5 minutes, everything.
No, don't jump around because I want us to stay from on one thing at a time.
No, we're not jumping around.
So just answer that for me.
We're going to get right to where you are. I promise. But everything that you've just said, you're coming from.
No, it's not. I'm not coming from anywhere. I'm just trying to understand.
Anti-MLM glasses. You're trying to compare and see a lot of what you just said. I agree with.
Okay, well, can we go point by point and say what you agree with and what you don't agree with? Because in my opinion, I'm not going from a certain angle. I'm reading what's on the website and I'm asking you questions. I'm not using a bias.
And what you're reading and what you're hearing is based upon your preconceptions about MLM.
So, Dale, this image of a pyramid where one person recruits 2 people who recruit 2 people, that's my perspective? It's printed right on the website. How is that my perspective?
There is legal network marketing. That's how it works.
Yeah, but, okay, we agreed on the 4 points, right? Endless chain, pay to play. Pay to play is checked, $10 a year. That's a pay to play. It's low, but it's still there. It's not free. $10 is still something. It's not zero. So pay to play is there. Endless chain is there. 2 who get 2, who get 2, who get 2. What am I looking at wrong? How am I looking at this wrong?
Because you're looking at it from a consumable products network marketing mindset.
What does that mean?
That means why buy this shampoo when I can get something I like just as well as Costco?
We already covered that.
That's right.
So
that's not what this is.
But you're not answering my question. You said that
What
this
is
is based on retail sales, real customers, real sales, right?
That's
and
right.
yet when I look at the website, I see incentives for distributors to go on auto ship and pay monthly so that they can boost their PV. And if you make sales in the interim, then great. But the emphasis here is all on the distributors making the purchases.
Not on that website, other than it is not required. The word see again, dude,
why would a customer sign up for this?
The word auto ship is not on that website. So don't,
well, okay,
let's just
monthly,
again. I want to let's keep
monthly
this,
is
okay?
monthly means auto ship. Monthly fee, it's a recurring payment. That's auto ship.
It does not say recurring payment.
Do you need me to pull up the thing again? I can show you where it says monthly. You have an option to pay $500 monthly. Paid monthly.
There's no the word auto ship is not on there.
Okay, the word auto ship is not on there.
Auto ship
monthly
is not even
payments
an
are on
option here. It's not even an option with this company. There is no auto ship. I couldn't go on auto ship if I wanted to. Why can we do this though? Because again, it's a $450 billion industry. I don't have to go out here.
New question, Dale. Why would a customer, a real customer, why would a collector sign up for Collect Direct and pay monthly when they don't know if the thing that they even want, the baseball card or the Star Trek figure, is even there yet? I think with collectors, the way they operate is they hunt for that specific item. Why would a customer, if this is really about sales, why would a customer sign up for this monthly system that talks about PV and BV? From what I'm seeing here, and this is not my opinion, it's not my perspective, this is what's outlined on the site, all the incentive here is for the distributors to be buying the product themselves. Look, here we go. Paid. Look, let me give you an example here. Paid monthly. I'm going to bring this back up here. I'm going to bring this back up because I want to be fair to you, and I don't want to, I don't want to put words in your mouth, and I don't want you to put words in my mouth. Here we go. Paid monthly. Unit level commission is calculated based upon the order amount and volume minus tax and shipping. See the chart below for an example if the order was almost $300. So look, if you make a sample order size of $279.98 and you're on the first level, right? Here, level 1, 5%. Percent of your BV is 5%. First order BV volume 125. Customer orders, blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is so ridiculously complicated that it can't just be about direct sales. Direct sales is very simple. How much did the item cost me to manufacture? How much did I sell it for? What's the difference in those two numbers? Boom, that's my profit margin. Business keeps going.
Manufacture antiques. You cannot manufacture antiques. This is
that
different.
goes to prove my point even more, because why would you have all these numbers there? Exactly. You can't manufacture antiques. They're antiques. They're collectibles.
Because we're a network marketing company. That's why the numbers are there.
Yeah,
because word of mouth is the best advertising known to man. Because if somebody goes on our website and they're a big comic book collector and they say, hey, dude, I found this Superman comic on eBay. It was $322. I got it for $297. Go check it out. Word of mouth is the best advertising known to man. That's why
every MLM company I've ever looked into has said the same thing, whether they sold protein powder or insurance. They all said the same thing. What does that have to do? What does that have to do with this? I agree,
but they weren't selling. They were selling products that were manufactured by a specific company that they have a specific interest in. We don't manufacture anything.
So then what's the point of saying that thing about how word of mouth is the best advertiser if it applies to companies?
Because it is.
Okay,
it is.
So, but
if I go see a good movie,
the things you're saying are not really connected. Like, for example, you're saying word of mouth is the best advertiser.
Yes.
How does that support what you said about, well, we're not manufacturing anything? It doesn't. What's the point? It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference.
Because you're saying you heard the same thing about every protein powder.
That's true.
Yeah, and I agree. But that's not what we're doing here. This is legitimate collectors. Legitimate collectors that find deals or find something that's cool to add to their collection, And through word of mouth, they're just sharing it with somebody else. And if they do, they can earn a commission on that. See, this is going to be, there won't be any network marketers in this in 2 years. It will all be collectors. It's going, and I said that from the beginning. You go back and listen to anything that I've said. This, because I'm a collector too. I understand this collector world. You know, so it's going to be, it's all going to be moved through customers telling customers, telling customers, telling customers through natural word of mouth, because the thing collectors want to do is they don't want to change brands. Nobody wants to change brands. They don't want to be sold something they've never heard of before. What's an essential oil? Why do I need CBD? We had to go in the market and sell those things. You can't sell collectible. You can't sell collectibles. They want to buy what we have. All we have to do is let them know, hey, there's a website here. Go check it out. If you see something you like, buy it. And it doesn't cost them $10 a year to do that. Customers can go and buy. If I have a website that I'm making money on, it costs me $10 a year to have that website. I'm telling you, Marco, I understand where you're coming from. I believe, and I agree with most of it.
But you say I'm looking at it from the wrong perspective. You do. I know you're vaguely familiar with Scott Johnson and Peter Mingles, and you're doing something, and you do something that they do often, which is you both side the argument, which means you're not for it and you're not against it. You hate network marketing. You also love multi-level marketing. You see where I'm coming from, and you agree with most of what I say, but I'm looking at it totally wrong and my perspective is off. When you answer questions like this, it prevents you from ever having to be wrong because you never agreed or disagreed. And it's sort of just a little trick. So tell me what you really think.
I've been wrong plenty of times, but okay, I love network marketing. I despise it. You know my story. Why is that hard to understand?
I understand just fine. What does that have to do with what I just asked?
You just said you love network marketing, you hate network marketing.
Yeah, you're both siding the issue. That way, when it suits you, you can say, oh, well, that MLM, that was a scam. Mine's different. You could do that infinitely, in perpetuity, going from one company to the next, which seems to be the trend here in your career.
I agree, and we've all heard it. Mine's different, but I've heard it. We all heard it from every company says theirs is different. However, logic, a sane, logical thinking person can look at all these consumables and then over here collectibles, and they can tell the difference. So what's hard to believe is how can anybody have that many collectibles that they could actually start a company with? That's the hard part. So
let's use logic here. So that way, because I really don't want you to think that I'm just looking at this with anti-MLM colored glasses. Because I really
you are.
No, listen, I told you yesterday on our phone call, I want to be wrong. Why do I want to be wrong? I want to be wrong because if every MLM truly is a pyramid scheme, that means there's way more victims than I could ever fathom. And I don't want that to be the case. I want to help people. I want to protect people from scams. I want to be wrong. I want somebody like Dale Calvert with 40 years of experience to show me the website of the company he works for and show me how it's not a pyramid scheme. That's what I want. I want to see a real MLM company that doesn't have pay to play, the endless chain, the emphasis on recruitment, the front loading, the PV, BV, etc. So let me ask you this. This is a logic question, okay? If this was really just about sales, you said a moment ago that in a couple years, everybody in the company is going to be a collector, right? Did I hear you correctly when you said that? So
yeah, the collectors will build it.
The collectors will build it. So to me, what that means is that all of the customers, because collectors are undoubtedly the customer of a collectibles company, if all of the distributors are collectors, that means all the distributors are the customers, which sounds to me a lot like a pyramid scheme. So let me ask this question purely from a place of logic. And this is a logical question. Here's my question. Why would a collector join an MLM company if their goal is to buy more collectibles? Why would a collector who's, let's say a collector is a huge Star Trek fan. They're a huge Star Trek collector. Why would it benefit them to go join an MLM company about collectibles instead of just going out there to find the Star Trek collectibles they want and cherry picking those items? Furthermore, why would they then build a downline of other collectors or distributors or however you want to pitch them? Why would you build a network if your goal was just to be a collector and collect Star Trek stuff or Batman stuff or whatever? Why would you do any of this?
Why would you not?
You can't just flip my question. I want you to answer my question. Why would you not? Okay, I'll answer your question. Why would you not do it? Because it makes no sense to do that if your goal was really to just be a collector. If I'm a collector looking for that prized Star Trek item that's going to cost me $500, why would I pay X amount of dollars a month to be part of Collect Direct and PV and BV and downlines and left leg and right leg and all of this nonsense? Why would I deal with that if my goal was to just be a collector?
Because if you found a source to add where you could find quality items to add to your collection, most collectors, everything has its own world, its own niche. Just like the anti-MLMers, they got their own niche. The karate people have their own niche. Every world has its own niche.
Sure.
And if I'm a collector of Star Wars, and I know a lot of other Star Wars collectors, and I found this good site, and through just natural word of mouth, I can share it with somebody like I would if I was affiliate marketer for Amazon, and I can make a commission on it that will help me make maybe a few $100 extra that I can add to my collection or whatever. It's just like AT&T friends and family. It's no different than people sharing good deals with friends and family. It's no different. And again, they aren't going to be heavy into the marketing aspect of this, I don't think. Some might, but for the most part, it's just, again, we will have easily 10-to-1 customer to distributor ratios with this company. We will have distributor to customer ratios that have never been seen before in this industry because of the niche. That's why. It's never been done before. I understand it's hard for people to wrap their minds around. I get it. I get it. It was hard for me too. But when you really stop and look at it logically, it makes perfect sense. There's no smoke and mirrors here. It just is what it is.
So I'm trying to pretend for a moment. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a distributor here for Collect Direct. And we already established I love Batman. So let's say I join Collect Direct because I'm a Batman fan and I want to get access to the Batman stuff as best as possible. And if I can make some money doing it, that's great as well. Let's say I've been in for a couple months, and after a few months, they don't have the Batman things that I want this month. They don't really have anything Batman related that I want. Why would I continue to pay monthly into these PV, BV boosts if they don't even have the collectible that I want?
I feel like we just keep going around the same circle. Dude, there is no monthly pay. It's a $10 one time. And really, if that's where you're coming from, I would say, look, if you join and I join, we both pay the same thing. I pay retail too. There's no benefit in you joining. I wouldn't want you to join. It's like you don't have to buy every month. Customers don't have to buy every month. There's no monthly volume requirements. You don't have to do that every month.
So yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't even recommend that you join. I would recommend you, if you find some cool collectibles that you can add to your Batman collection, buy them retail. Here's a $5 gift card. Come back and see me again in 6 months. We might have something new, because he's buying new stuff all the time. The other thing he's going to do, if we had Marco in, Batman collector, and he ends up buying a whole collection of whatever, superheroes, and Batman's part of it, then when they go into the system on the website, they'll trigger, hey, Marco, we got a new shipment of Batman in. Might want to come and check out what we have.
Right.
That's all be built into the system.
Couldn't I do that anyways, even if I wasn't part of it? Couldn't I just do that as a customer too?
Yeah, you will do what?
when you reach out to me and say, hey, Marco, we got a bunch of new Batman stuff. Come check it
I
out.
wouldn't do it, but the company will automatically trigger that because you'll be in the system company-wide.
But
as a
wouldn't I be in
Batman
the system
collector.
company-wide if I was a customer too?
Yeah, as a Batman collector.
Right, as a customer. So what?
Yeah, as a customer.
So what would my incentive as a Batman collectible customer who's bought from Collect Direct before? What would my incentive be to join as a distributor now?
There isn't. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not, and I'm telling people, I'm not even looking for part-time people.
But Dale, this is what I'm confused about is because a couple minutes ago you said in a few years the entire company is going to be collectors, but now you say
That's
that
right.
you wouldn't recommend a collector to become a distributor. So I'm just trying to understand.
I believe that collectors will eventually, after they've been a customer for a while, and maybe they've referred a few people without even being a member, will start to say, wait a minute, there's a huge market here. Maybe I could build something significant here. That's the thought process. And then I know there'll be people that will just say, heck, I can pay $10 a year. And if I share this with a few people, then I can make a little extra money. There'll be people that will come to that conclusion on their own.
My question is, why would a collector become a distributor?
To make a little extra money.
Okay, got it. Here's my last question regarding the business model of this. Is you mentioned this gentleman named Dave who has this big warehouse that he's built up in Sioux Falls, and he's been collecting for 40 years, and he also buys out other collectors' collections. You brought up an interesting supply and demand conundrum for me regarding this, which is that you don't manufacture anything because it's collectibles, right? It's antiques. They were made a long time ago, and they're not being made anymore. That's what gives them their value, right? So, and you and I both know supply and demand. That means that these things have value because they're potentially rare, right? They're not infinite. So what happens if and when Collect Direct booms and becomes so successful, and within a few years, all of the desirable collectibles are sold? What then? How does the business continue? How does it
I got a whole
growing?
I have a whole video on that because that's an issue. I wouldn't have joined if I hadn't went out there, like the company that he originally started. Okay, he did, and you can say, okay, what if a company starts? How much volume is it? Could they possibly do in a year? And say it's 250,000 the first year and 500. I mean, we're starting with guesstimate about $2.5 billion in collectibles to start with.
So Dave owns $2.5 billion in collectibles himself? So the thing you said before about the $450 billion collectible market doesn't really apply here because you guys are dealing with a fixed supply of collectibles worth around $2 billion, right? So the cap guesstimate. Okay, so let's say it's $3 billion.
Or it could be 1.4.
Sure, but I'm being generous.
Right?
Let's say it's $3 billion. So the company's potential turnover is capped at $3 billion, right?
No. Because he's buying weekly semi-trucks are coming in there.
Sure. But eventually, like we established, eventually that's going to run out, right? There's not infinite collectibles. You guys can't manufacture more antiques in order to keep up with market demand, right? So what I'm saying is...
Don't go there, man. Now, listen.
Listen. I believe you're going to be really successful with this. I believe this is going to boom because you made great points about brand loyalty. People don't want to switch shampoos, but they'll buy this. That's a great point. So I'm asking a very logical question about supply and demand economics, right? You guys can't manufacture more collectibles to meet up with the market demand, which is going to grow because this is a brand new company, right? So what happens when all the desirable collectibles have already been bought and sold and there's no new hot stuff for people to buy? What then?
All right. Well, first, I mean, that's like people saying, well, if 5 get 5 who get 5 who get 5, then in 3.2 years, the whole population of the world is now an amway. It's the same argument, okay?
No, this has nothing to do with distributors. That would be my argument for distributors.
But the logic does.
Yeah.
It's a $450 billion niche right now.
Right.
Right now. There's been less than 30 companies in the history of network marketing that ever done $1 billion a year. Okay, so
this is getting away from my question. I'm not talking about the math about the endless chain, which is a whole separate issue about two people recruiting two people until eventually they've saturated the market with distributors to the point that the idea of making genuine retail sales is a joke. I'm not even talking about that. That's a whole nother thing that I haven't even hit you with. But what I'm asking about is the actual supply. This $450 billion niche, you guys don't own the entire $450 billion market share worth of collectibles, right?
That's right.
That's $450 billion that is calculated based on all that exists out there, right? Some of that is owned in private collections. Some of those collectors won't sell. Some of those collectibles are so expensive that I doubt Dave can afford to buy them. So what I'm asking you is, what I'm asking you is, and I'm going to try to say it the same question in another way, so hopefully I can get a straight answer because I'm being straight with you, is what happens when all of the good collectibles are sold? Which would happen pretty quickly in my mind if this business is successful because, like you said, you can't manufacture more. It's not like a shampoo where if the shampoo becomes so popular, you just make more. You increase your warehouse, size. The question is, what happens in a couple years when all the good collectibles are already bought and sold?
Why would it be a couple of years?
I'm being generous with that. I'm assuming that your business is going to be so successful that Collect Direct is going to boom in the next 5 years and just grow and grow and grow. So that's me being generous to you.
Yeah, it will. It will. But
right.
But
so what happens when all the good collectibles are gone?
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's a limited resource pool, right? It's a limited commodity. Collectibles are a commodity, right? There's a finite amount of them. So what happens?
There's some type of cop. Somebody, I don't know what it is, but there's some type of little animal thing right now that's hot. And it's like
Shopkins?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my niece is like that, I think.
They haven't been around, they haven't been out very long. They're hot, like Beanie Babies were at one time, or the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Sure.
Remember? So there's certain things that hit and are hot. And like we have those, whatever you just called them, on our website.
Right.
So there are new trendy collectibles that aren't necessarily old. So that leads me to the answer to that question.
Great. I appreciate that answer. But that answer also begs my next question, which is if there are new collectibles coming out, like these Shopkins that people want to buy, these new collectibles are also being sold at Walmart, Target, Costco, Amazon, right? So now we're back to that other question of why would I buy from Collect Direct instead of just going on Amazon?
Because you go to Amazon and you can't find the one with the purple hat or whatever.
So
and you come to our site. Oh, there's the one with the purple hat. That's the one I've been looking for.
Right. So this begs the next question is, does Collect Direct have some means of getting those items that Amazon can't even get?
Sure.
How?
The guy has been he's got this market. He's had it in his hand for 40 years.
So let me get this straight, Dale. You're a wise businessman. Are we really saying that the entire supply chain, basically, of this whole company is dependent on one guy and him buying up truckloads of stuff?
Yes.
Well, I rest my case. That you have to recognize that that's completely ridiculous, Dale. How is let's say the next stuffed animal or Barbies come out and they're the popular hot thing for little kids to collect, right? Amazon's going to have that. Walmart's going to have that. You're telling me this guy, Dave, is going to have the one with the purple hat that people couldn't find on Amazon? Bullshit.
I'm not saying for sure, but I'm saying if it's hot, what?
Do you hear yourself?
Do you hear yourself?
You
Amazon's
think that Dave, this random guy Dave, you think Dave has better access to these new hot collectibles than Walmart?
You're putting words in my mouth. I did not say that.
Well, answer that. Do you think Dave has? You did say they can't find the one on Amazon with the purple hat, but Dave will have it. You did say that.
Oh, I did not say that.
Okay, so let me ask you then.
I said we could have it. We could have it.
Do you think that's reasonable, though?
Walmart could have it.
Right.
Anybody could have it if they're looking for it.
So
and they say, "Oh, that's
okay, so
the
let me
one
ask
I've
a
been
new
looking
question.
for. That's the one I want," and they order it. I'm not saying we'll have a monopoly on anything. It's a free market. I mean, you might have somebody that has 50 of whatever we're talking about. I don't even
Right.
know the name of it. You know, he might have 50 truckloads full of it, and he said, "You know what? This didn't go as well as I thought it would. I thought it was going to be hot. I got to liquidate these. I want to get rid of them." And we might end up with them. Who knows?
Okay, so here's the new.
Again, I just feel like you're grasping for
No,
straws,
no,
man.
I'm being
I really
reasonable
do.
and
I
I'm
just
being
feel like you're
fair.
just trying to
But
find something
no, Dale,
because it's hard to wrap your mind around.
I'm
It's a
following you, Dale.
$10 a year membership. Join if you want. Don't join if you don't want. You can start at the bottom, build to the top. There's no BV requirements every month. It's just unique. It's different, and it's hard to wrap your mind around it when
Well,
you're
that's
just
why
trying to
that's why I
grasp
got
for
Dale Calvert
straws.
here to help me, right? Because you're helping me
Huh?
wrap my mind.
No,
If
I
anyone
can't,
can explain
but
it, it's you. If anyone can explain it to me, it's you, right?
no, I already told you there ain't no. I told you yesterday on the phone. I have no doubt that you will not be able to see out of the glasses that you see through, and that's okay, man.
Okay.
That's okay. I don't have any problem with that.
So
I
let me
really
ask you
don't. I
one
get it.
one last question about the supply chain, because you gave me a fair answer about Dave and his truckloads of stuff, and you said there's new items coming out too, new collectibles, right? Where does Dave get the new collectibles from that went straight from the manufacturing warehouse to Walmart? So because you said Walmart might have it, Dave might have it. But if it's a new item, presumably Dave has to first get it from Walmart, right?
No, I mean like the new sports cards, like the
Yeah,
new tops come out every year. They're at Walmart. They're on Amazon.
right.
Okay,
So
but
where's he getting them
dealers,
from?
toy dealers, where do toy stores get them from?
From the
Manufacturer.
manufacturer. So does Dave
Yes.
have deals
So
with the
same relationships. Yeah.
So
Again,
Dave,
he's been doing this for 40 years. He's
So-
got relationships with multiple manufacturers.
so do you think that Dave, even if he does have these relationships, which I believe you, if you say he does, does Dave have the same propensity to sell these new Topps collectible cards every year that Walmart, Target, and Amazon do? Do you really think that Dave, as a real retail seller with real customers, even has a chance of competing across the country with selling?
I don't think he wants to,
He doesn't want to. So how is he not going to get squashed like a bug?
because he's going to put them. He's going to take all. It's the same. My wife and I. This is a good example. My wife's one of the largest Hallmark resellers of Hallmark ornaments in the United States.
Okay.
Every year, we buy liquidations of the 2021 ornament.
Mm-hmm.
Boxes and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of ornaments. We put them away. She doesn't even think about looking at them for 5 years before she'll ever list them, because the appreciation over 5 years. A lot of what he's buying, especially in the sports cards, you'll never see it. We'll never see it for 5, 10 years. It's put away and let it appreciate. Let Walmart and whoever fight over the retail business now. He'll just hang on to it, let it appreciate, and that's the plan. Makes the most sense. It's a way to do it. It's what we do with Hallmark.
I see. So he's not going to sell the new Shopkins or whatever as soon as they come. As soon as
the
he gets them.
Shopkins, and I don't know if he's getting them through the manufacturer, but they're so hot right now that I know we have some on our website.
So that makes sense to me, actually, Dale. That answer you gave is that he's buying these things that are new, but they will be collectibles in the future, and he's sitting on them, right? So,
Yeah.
but obviously, here's the problem: is that takes time. So, let's say it's 5 years in the future, and we come to face with that problem where all the good collectibles are gone because there's a limited supply of them. And Collect Direct has been so successful and so efficient in selling to these customers and connecting these collectors with the items they want. I believe in you. I believe in you and Dave's ability to do that. Let's say 5 years has gone by, and now you guys have run out of the good collectibles, the stuff people really want or can afford. In the meantime, it's only been 5 years. So those Shopkins and whatever, they haven't quite reached the point where they've increased in value enough to become considered a collectible. They're just a 5-year-old toy at that point. So what is going to sustain the business between 5 years from now and 15 years from now when those Shopkins are on the shelf appreciating in value? What are you going to do in that time?
It's what he's been doing, what he will continue to do. He's buying 30, 40-year-old, 50-year-old collections all along the way. And those collections he can turn right around and flip the next month if he wants to. He's buying huge collections, sports card, Beanie Babies, LP records, coins, stamps, comic book. He's got over 2 million comic books.
Right. And what happens when they're all gone?
He will have bought 2 million more.
But that can't go infinitely, right? Because
sure it can. It's a huge, huge $450 billion market. Collectibles is not sports cards. It's not Beanie Babies. It's everything.
So
everything is on
eventually,
that site.
do you think that Dave and Collect Direct are going to have a monopoly on the entire $450 billion collectibles market?
No, of course not.
Right. So there is a limit, right?
Yeah, but it's if he gets, I mean, if we do, I mean, there's a limit to any volume that a network marketing, like I said, there's been less than 30 companies ever done over $1 billion.
Right. So how much of the market share do you actually think Collect Direct is going to be able to win in this company?
Man, honestly, all I want to do is be part of $1 billion company before I die.
Okay, so $1 billion is a reasonable
huge.
That's a reasonable benchmark to get to.
Yeah.
So if you just want to be part of a $1 billion enterprise, haven't you already done that? Because you said Dave owns $2 billion approximately worth in stuff.
But that's not that has been sold through Collect Direct.
But he has it.
Yeah, he has it.
So you've already won $2 million.
No, I'm not part of that. I want to build help build a $1 billion company.
So your own billion. You want your own billion.
No, I want to be part of this. This is all his private collection that he's been buying for 40 years that have appreciated drastically. He's probably going to end up buying a sports team or something.
Oh, so this $2 billion worth of stuff he has isn't the supply for Collect Direct? That's just his own personal stuff?
No, it's his personal that he's providing to Collect Direct.
Right. So how much of it has he allocated to Collect Direct?
As much as needed.
So half?
As much as needed.
Right. So you're already part of $1 billion MLM then.
Dude, listen, I was supposed to have another call at 4:30. You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm asking.
No, you're grasping for straws.
I'm asking for straws. I'm just asking a question. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I didn't say you said blank. I'm asking.
You're grasping for straws.
No.
But I was supposed to have another call at 4:30. Okay. I need to wrap anything. Sure. I mean, let's just wrap this up.
Can I talk to Dave? Would you put me in touch with Dave so I could ask him some of these questions?
I'll send you his book.
Okay.
And really, Marco, pay close attention to this. Mm-hmm. Pay close attention because when I'm talking about 10-to-1 ratio, and somehow I just got a note, just so people can see it.
Hold it steady. Hold it steady. Hold it still. A little closer. He's blocking your trans team's rebuttal comments. I'm not. I have moderators in the chat, but I'm paying attention to you. If my moderators are deleting anything, that's on them. So, but I'm not deleting anything.
Wonder where they got their instructions from.
I never told nobody to do anything. You've been with me here the whole time,
dude.
So I mean, and also look. Hey, you're a smart guy. If what you are saying is sensible, you don't need anyone to come to your defense anyways, whether there are people supporting you in the chat or not. What you say should make enough logical sense to back up what you're saying.
The anti-MLM crowd and what they do. They it's just an indication. And again, I dealt with it. And what you don't really get is I'm really on your side. I agree with.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Dale, is that every supposed anti-MLMer who's really in an MLM says the same thing. Dominic Izzo, a gentleman I did a debate with who's in Juice Plus, said the same thing. Oh, I hate most of what goes on in network marketing, but I think there's a right way to do it. Scott Johnson, Peter Mingles, they all say the same thing. And what do you know? They're all in MLM, and so are you. So it's like you're just both siding the issue so that you never have to take accountability one way or the other.
I'm not saying that I can't speak for those guys. I can't. But common sense tells you there is a difference between consumables and collectibles. There's a difference. So you can say I'm speaking both sides or whatever. It's documented, dude. I did an audio, and I sent you a copy of it. I did a whole series on MLM is a scam in 1999, telling the profession, guys, we got to get back to the fundamentals here. In 1999, I've been network marketers hate me because I'll tell it like it is. I can't stand the MLM elite that think, well, if you're an MLM, then you need to make sure your toothpaste is from an MLM company and make sure your toilet paper
be a product of the product.
I can't stand all that. I don't believe it. My loyalty is not to the network marketing niche. My loyalty is to my team. And that's why we've created more six-figure earners in the last 12 months than any network marketing team on the planet. Nobody's done what we've done. And there's a reason, because we don't play the stupid games. Nobody's going to get hurt. How anybody could think that somebody could get hurt with Collect Direct blows my mind.
Right.
You can't come to that conclusion.
There's a good comment here from Janet who says, Dale, YouTube filters the comments and there's things you can't comment like links. So if your people were posting links, that was automatically deleted by YouTube.
They know that. It's not links. We all know what's going on, dude.
Look, I have the chat right here in front of me. I haven't seen one of my mods delete anything. I usually see it'll say deleted or this person deleted this person's comment. I haven't seen one of those I want to believe you. I really do, because I like you. I like you.
I really do. I like you. I appreciate your spunk. I appreciate what you do. I do. Okay, but we've kept this pretty on point.
Yeah, you're a gentleman, and I appreciate that.
Well, I really do. I have a call.
Sure, I'll let you go. Last thing I'll leave you with is, are you at all worried about the viability of Collect Direct, considering that it all hinges on Dave? Like, what if Dave gets hit by a bus and dies tomorrow? Yeah. Does the business completely fold? Yeah. That is a concern, but there's corporate people that can sustain it. There's only one Dave Jordan, though. There's only one. This guy is a walking, talking encyclopedia of collectibles. Love it. And he would be very missed. He would. There's no question about it. Yeah. It would have never happened without him. It would have been impossible. It took a very unique individual to even conceive of something like this. Got it. Well, I'll let you get to your next call, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, Dale. All the best to you, sir. Thank you, man. There's two sides to everything. That's true. All right. Have a good one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Do you like me?
Marco.
Goodness gracious. Wow. So that was good. That was good fun. What I want to show you guys now is I want to finish showing what we briefly touched on there for a moment, but I didn't have good screen real estate because I was on the call with our pal Dale there. So I want to show you guys the page for Collect Direct, and I want to show how we can already confirm that this compensation plan meets multiple of the Robert Fitzpatrick and FTC warning signs of a pyramid scheme that we have established before. Hold on, I'm looking for the...
You're broke! You're fucking broke!
So before you guys dip out, let's find that. And by the way, only 196 likes, but 343 people watching. Come on. Hello. That was a real great chat. I do like Dale. He's a sweetheart. I hope we can get him in another episode. Thank you guys. Also, I'm going to shout out some of these donations. Dale and Marco, 24-hour Batman stream when. Thank you, Specs, for renewing your membership. Thank you to all the people who renewed the membership. The chat has gone so high now that I can't see all of them. But if I go into my YouTube studio here, I will be able to see the donos. So let me shout out some of the people here. And same thing with the Streamlabs. Let me do this. Thank you, guys. Thumbs up the ting. Where's the button?
Thumbs up the ting.
Okay, so here, let's see. Memberships. We had Janet. I can't see them, actually. I remember we had Janet, Panda. Okay, let's see. Who super chatted? We had super chats from... Oh, wow. We had super chats from Dank. Thank you, Dank. We have Stephen Elliott. Thank you. He says, so some guy has a warehouse of Beanie Babies from the 90s that he needs to offload. Thank you, Stephen Elliott. Billions and billions of Beanie Babies. So true.
Billions and billions.
DLB says, Dave doesn't exist. It's a hustle. I also saw Danny's comment that said, is Dave in the room with us right now? So funny. And let's see what you guys said on the Streamlabs donos. I see some people up there donated. Is that all from today or from last stream? I think it's from last stream. Yeah. Nobody donated today on Super Chat or on Streamlabs. That's a shame. That's okay. We'll get there. All right, let's see. Thumbs up the ting. And let's check this out here. So here we go. This is collectdirect.com. We are looking at the tab up here that says compensation plan. Compensation plan with retail rewards. Now, maybe Dave Vaughn can tell me if I was reading this incorrectly, but I do believe these were the purchases made by the distributors because, yeah, sample order size. I mean, we're on the compensation plan page. We're obviously not on the customer page because if we were, we'd be looking through collections. That would be over here where we'd be looking at, look, Star Wars watch. You know, these are watches, baseball cards, etc. So we're looking on the page for distributors. Thank you to Alexis for gifting a membership. Really appreciate that. And thank you, Beyond, for the super chat. Marco, do an A-B selfie. You're getting results and it's showing. Keep it up. Oh, thank you. For my fitness? Yes, sir.
Marco!
Yeah, I have been... I weighed myself recently and my scale said 175, but I think that must be wrong. There's no way I'm 175. I've got to be like 170, if that. But who knows? I've been getting bigger, that's for sure. Okay, so look, this is what you can purchase as a distributor. Sample order size of $30 will get you 5 BV if you get 100% of the volume. The retail reward bonus paid on that volume is $5. So somebody put a great comment in the chat that basically said you're paying into the company, pay to play, the $10 or whatever it is, so that Dave, this, mythical phantom that we've heard about, Dave Jordan, can go and buy up collections, which he then sells back to you. I think that pretty much sums it up, if I'm being honest. Who's texting me? Wow. How the fuck people even get my phone number to put me in this spam group chat? All right, here we go. Yeah, Dave says, yeah, those values in the first columns are all their recruitment starter pack values. Yeah, so that's what I thought. So just like if you were in Monat, for example, you could choose to auto ship a box of a varying value. Some of it comes with a bottle, some of it comes with multiple products. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thumbs up the ting. Drop bag if you want to. Doesn't matter. All right, so let's look at this. Fast Start rewards paid weekly. Independent rep first orders are paid the Fast Start reward. Second orders get the larger BV added to your dual team tree. I mean, does this seem reasonable to you? All these companies that claim to be direct sales, these MLM companies, this is not direct sales. This is overcomplicated, mumbo-jumbo, flim-flam, nonsense designed to confuse you. Who could possibly keep track of this? Sample order size of $280. Is this monthly? $280 gets you 50 BV, which is $50, and gets you 150 BV for subsequent orders, and that's a qualifying volume. Look at this. This is the entire volume that accumulates on either your left or your right team that commissions are not paid on. However, does this, I mean, bro, just nonsense. Then we scroll down a little bit. Here we go. Left leg and right leg. One cycle equals $20. Cycles go up to $100,000 per week. See illustration. Hover over this. What do you see? A literal 2x2 pyramid. They call this the binary plan. 2 teams built with collectors that connect website retailers around the world. You can have unlimited team building potential. That's a red flag. Website retail partners with no risk or overhead. No risk. You guys hear that? No risk. This illustration represents independent reps beneath you that are building from our websites and point, click, share philosophy. I mean, you can't make this up. They're so on the nose. To qualify for dual team cycle commissions requires 40 to 80 PV, depending on your rank, personal, or greater, and sponsor a minimum of 2 active independent reps, one on the left and one on the right leg, who each produce 40 PV. Why would this be a requirement? So during that convo, you heard Dale many times say it's not a requirement. It's not a requirement. But to qualify for commissions, it is a requirement. Let me search to qualify on this site. Qualify. Here we go. I'm going to search the word qualify. Control F on this site. Qualifying volume. So you need volume just to qualify, which means that there is purchase requirements. Diamond qualification. 80 personal business volume with 2, each month with a $119 order, 15,000 plus BV in both legs, of which 10% of the BV in each leg needs to be connected. Who could keep track of this? You would need a supercomputer. Or just a regular computer, but you get me. Here we go. Paid monthly. Here's the next tree. So this is how the compensation breakdown works. With up to 7 levels of earning potential. Don't be fooled by this. It says up to 7 levels. But what about the person in your 7th level? They also have 7 levels below them. So really, this is infinite. This is just more extra steps of disguising this Ponzi scheme. Money laundering Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, scam. So in level 1, 5%, level 2, and then you see how the legs are. It's just nonsense. Just literal nonsense. Unilevel monthly payout. Oh, here we go. There we go. Build a team as wide as you want. So on a stream on my channel, if you go look on my live tab, there's a stream called Meet Richard Sletcher. And this guy has MLM for CEOs, the YouTube channel, where he teaches you how to run an MLM business and teaches you about the different comp plans that are available for you to use. One of them is the Unilevel plan, where you can build as wide as you want, but you can't build as deep as you want. You can build as wide as you want. You can have as many people. Oh, actually, you know what? It seems that this company uses an either or. So you could use the Unilevel system where you can have as many people below you in your direct one level below you, and each of them can only have one level below them, but you can have as many people as you want. Same thing with, we saw the binary plan up here. You can have 2 below you who have 2 below them. You know what both these things have in common? They're just a different way of drawing the endless chain pyramid scheme. Whether you have 10 people in the level below you, and those people each only have 1 layer below them, what's the difference? It's still you recruiting people who recruit people who recruit people who recruit people, and so on and so on. Whether you draw it on paper as they're going into this leg and they're going into that leg, or it's a matrix system where there's multiple people in different branches, it's all just the endless chain, regardless of how you draw it. Whether you draw a circle with 2 circles that go down into 2 more circles, or 5, or whether you draw 10 circles all next to each other and then below them is 10 next to each other, it's all the same shit. All right, let me read these comments here. What up, MPaz? What up, all the mods in here? Jared, what up? Thank you for posting the link. Here. Did somebody drop a dono and I missed it? Benjamin, did you drop something and I missed it? I can't see. I can't see that. All right, let me see here. You don't even get to choose what item is in these packs, just the niche. So even, I didn't know that. So Devon says you don't even get to choose what items you get in these monthly shipped boxes, which is completely ridiculous because if you're a collector of Star Trek stuff, chances are you don't care about baseball cards. You forgot about the very secret, big-time, third leg supersonic bonus. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Honestly, any company that talks about compensation plan, that is a red flag. Absolutely a red flag. Absolute insanity. I mean, and then here's the retail sale bonus. 50 cents up to $200 and up. Customer reorders are always paid the retail reward. A commission and volume paid on your personal customer orders. So you could get a bonus from 50 cents, ranging from 50 cents up or to $200 and up, whatever that means. Fast Star rewards, dual team matching bonus. Who could keep track of all of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different types of bonuses or rewards. It's insane. It's insane. It all gives the illusion of making money several different ways, but really, it's just from recruiting this endless chain. So we have pay to play. That one is checked. The endless chain recruiting scheme. 2 who get 2 who get 2, or 1 who gets 10, and each of those 1 people get 10, but it doesn't go infinitely deep, but infinitely wide. Deep, wide, it means the same thing. They're just changing the words and drawing the picture differently on paper. It's complete madness. So those 2 are checked. Emphasis on recruitment. Well, I did a stream recently called, Is There Such a Thing as a Legitimate MLM? I would check the third box, which is emphasis on recruitment, because, we'll check that one, because it is doomed, in my opinion, to become this pyramid scheme recruiting business where retail sales are an afterthought, because even this compensation plan, retail sales are an afterthought. Even what we're looking at here doesn't talk about retail sales. I made several good points during this discussion with Dale about how, well, you know, collectibles are commodities. There's not an infinite supply of them. What happens when they run out? Well, then the only way to make money is to recruit more distributors, isn't it? Or what about when there's no more supply of good stuff that people actually want to buy? Or what if your sales are just slow? Or what if the collection items, the collectible items that you're trying to sell aren't there that month? Dave hasn't bought the truckload of that thing that month. Well, now it's just going to become easier, of course, to recruit people into the opportunity that it is to make actual sales. I think we did see some cognitive dissonance there with Dale. I think a couple of you guys called it. Let me see. One of you guys commented saying something about the older generation of multi-level marketing peoples weren't around during the internet. It was harder to get information, and because of that, they find it harder to manipulate people in the internet age. And I think that's definitely the case here. You know, thank you, Alexis, for the dono. Dale is in denial. There's no good MLM. That's true. And also him both siding the issue is something I love. Same with Scott and Peter. Alex FPV left a great comment about this on one of my streams where I talked about Scott and Peter, where he said, I love how Peter both sides every issue. Some MLMs are good, some MLMs are bad. Sometimes the FTC is good, sometimes the FTC is bad. It's just a complete shield from having to take any accountability. Annie says, they're just playing with words. You don't have to recruit. You don't get paid to recruit, but you can't make any real money unless you recruit. How much does one need to sell to make back their money? Great question. And I brought this up earlier in the conversation with Dale. I said, let's say your commission is even 20% and you were able to sell a $500 statue of Batman or something. 20% of 500 is $100. How successful is the average person going to be in selling $500 items multiple times a month? If you even were able to sell 10 $500 items, so you sold $5,000 worth of stuff in a month by yourself, not through your job, by yourself out there in the world using your Collect Direct website and your back office and Instagram, Facebook, whatever, online, whatever. If you're able to sell 10 things for $500 in a month, $5,000, and your commission is 20%, which it's not. I'm being very generous here. I'm sure we can find the percentage here if I search. Matching check earning potential. Okay, so here we go. If you're a starter, you get 10%, a collector 15%, and it maxes out at 20% when you're a crown ambassador. The only way to make more than 20% of your sales is, of course, to get the bonuses, which are based on what? PV, BV, aka recruiting, internal consumption. So 20%. So I was spot on. It's almost like I've seen this enough times to know exactly what to expect. 20% of $5,000 is $2,000. Sorry, it's $1,000. 20, 40, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 24, yeah. My bad. Sorry. Got a lot of branches in the multi-level thought process going on right now. $5,000, 20% of 5,000 is 1,000. So you're selling $5,000 worth of stuff to make 1,000. Which means if you sold $10,000 of stuff, you'd make 2,000. If you sold $30,000 worth of stuff, and on and on and on. 20%, right? 20%. 10% of 30,000 would be 3,000. That would be 10% of 30,000. 20% of 30,000 would be $6,000. So let's say you wanted to make $6,000 in a month. $6,000. That would be a pretty respectable income, I think. $6,000 in a month just from selling. Let's see, 6,000 times 12 months. You'd make 72 grand that year. Pretty good. Of course, that's before expenses and before you paying into the company. But let's say you just wanted to sell. You would have to sell $30,000 worth of stuff every single month to make $6,000. And that's only if you've made it to crown, what is this? Crown ambassador, parentheses, crown diamond. You do have to hit the thumbs up button. Yes, that's so true. NPAS says, as someone who is in the collector's market, this is all bullshit. Exactly. I mean, this is me being generous. This is the most generous estimate. I love also when he said it's a guesstimate how much product they have for collector. It's based on a guesstimate. It's based on the guesstimate of what this Dave guy actually has. We have stuff that Amazon doesn't have. And then he says, I never said that. Exactly. Crown ambassador. Dave invented calculus. Why not just sell my collectibles on eBay, says Specs. My seller's fees would pale in comparison to the commission that's taken from me. Great fucking point. That is a great point. eBay, you can sell for whatever you want and earn the lion's share of the commission, minus, of course, whatever piece eBay takes. In this, it's sort of the opposite. If you sell an item that cost $1,000, you sell a $1,000 item, it's not like you bought it for X amount and now you're selling it for X amount. You don't control the price that Collect Direct is selling for. You're just getting a commission based on whatever your rank is. So let's go to the collections here and see. So this watch right here, that's $279. If you sold this and you were at the 20% commission level, you'd get 20% of this. So what happened to the rest of the money? Well, it went to Dave. Who knows what Dave paid for it? Maybe Dave only paid $50 for this watch and is now selling it for $280. You got 20% of that. Great. So you got $56. That still leaves $223 left in the sale. If Dave bought it for $50, that still leaves like $180 some of profit that he got. So he made more than you, even with you being at the highest level of commission. So this is maybe one of the easiest to spot, cut and dry pyramid schemes that I've ever seen. They didn't even try to hide it. And unfortunately, this is a new company, so I don't think we can look at an income disclosure, but we can already see that the way this system is, it's designed for 99% of people to lose, and 99% of people will lose, even though the buy-in is only $10. Because why? Well, they make up for the fact that they're only charging you $10 to join by charging you such a high monthly reorder fee. Look at this. You can be spending up to, hold on. Oh, see, here's the potential commissions that you can get if you're a Crown Ambassador with 5,000 team cycles. Look at this, $100,000 per week you could earn. Where's the purchase thing, the purchase volume that you could do? Dave had posted this in the chat somewhere. Anyways, you could be paying up to $500 a month. Where was that? Membership. Yeah, here we go. Okay. $549.98 sample order size for your personal customer orders. Personal customer. What does that mean? It's your personal purchases. You are the customer. You could be spending $550 a month on your own BV, which makes up for the fact that the buy-in is only $10. Which is the buy-in really $10 if you're also paying $550 a month? You get me. So we can just do this. We can just look at that image and know that it's the endless chain that will result in 99% of people losing. Very simple, very easy to spot, and very fun to watch Dale try to deflect and, change the topic. Monica, thank you for the super chat. She says, gotta find Dave. So true. Dave Jordan. I'm sure Dave Vaughn knows about him. Dave Vaughn, you talk about walking encyclopedia. That's Dave Vaughn. Dave Vaughn is my little secret weapon, Dave Vaughn is my ace in the hole when it comes to this MLM stuff. Silica Soup, nice. Silica Soup 4262, I love that. As soon as minerals are tossed into titles, I'm out. Yep. Also, LOL, Dale saying that he wants to be part of $1 billion company, and I'm like, aren't you already? If Dave's supply of collectibles are worth $2 billion and $2.5 billion, and he's using it to supply Collect Direct. Dave says, MLM. Take the worst business idea ever and package it as an endless retirement plan for you and your offspring. Yeah. And you know what's funny is I'm sure Dale probably said sang the same praises about every previous company he was with as he did for Collect Direct. For Collect Direct, he says, we figured it out, $450 billion industry. This is the final MLM company I'm going to be with. Well, if MLM was such a good business model, why would you ever need more than one? Not only why would you ever need to work for more than one, why would there ever even need to be, wrong button, why would there ever even need to be more than one? Amway, right, we'll say is the original. If Amway was really this unlimited business potential, unlimited earning potential, unlimited opportunity, and it works so perfectly, why would there ever even need to be any other MLMs? Couldn't everyone just be an Amway and enjoy the same success? Of course, it's a paradox. It's complete nonsense. Pre-launch MLMs can't hide it. They need a huge recruitment drive. So true, Dave Vaughn. Silica says, you know what? Dave may get 80% of my wife, but I want to be a part of something big. I want to be a part of this $1 billion industry. Hilarious. Here is Phil, keeps defending Dale, says, Marco, we don't have to be on a monthly reorder fee. Well, you don't have to be, but good luck. Here is Phil. Good luck making even part-time income compared to all the time you'll spend trying to hustle Collect Direct. We always make the direct commissions from our sales. Anyone who focuses on sales to customers never has to build a downline. Well, let me know how much money you make with that. Here is Phil. Monthly isn't auto ship, says Devin Kelly. How is it not? Or are you mocking the people who said it's not auto ship? Oh, because Dale said it's not auto ship. A retailer giving people a commission to sell his product is a great idea that I don't see retailers doing, but the salespeople shouldn't have to pay for the privilege of selling his product. Well, my question is sort of the same as Spec's question. If you saw that you could make a living flipping to collectors, why wouldn't you just go on eBay, buy the whole collectible for yourself first, instead of gaining access to this marketplace of existing collectibles? Why wouldn't you get it and then set your own price for it and make a flip doing it that way? I'm reading your guys' comments. And yeah, I mean, this new company that Dale is with is Collect Direct, but the one that he told me that he was with just before this for the past few years, where he said he had the biggest team, was called iHub Global. And it's literally one of those MLMs that sells like the crypto mining box. Yeah, plug in this box and just print money, basically. Complete nonsense. He even said to me on the phone call yesterday that one of the items they sell, one of the verticals, he referred to it as, was a complete scam. He said that himself. Here, we'll go to the iHub Global opportunities. This is the one he said he did, ERC program, which is like employee retention credit, generating leads for this. The other one they have is iHub Travel. Simple enough, one of these travel incentives. iHub Meta plus Loop TV, one of these TV box things. And then this one, Helium plus IoT, building the world's largest people-driven blockchain LOT network with Helium. So the box, the mining box that you plug in, basically. Insane. Reborn says, I don't see the value proposition for a collector to use this company. I agree. And he didn't make sense when he tried to explain that to me either. He said, it's all going to be built up of collectors in a few years, but doesn't explain how. Thank you, TubeSock. What is your why, Marco? Yeah, I don't know. My why is to fix my broke mindset. Lamau, but what if they are happy at the bottom? Yeah. Well, some people want different things. Some people only want to make an extra $50 a month. All right, buddy. Ask the people making $50 a month in any MLM if making $50 a month was the reason they joined it. That's the reason they're spending countless hours a week on Zoom calls and spending money each month to join, which dwarf their $50 a month that they're actually making. Ask any of those people making $50 a month if that's the reason that they joined, or if it was because they thought they're going to make millions and billions.
Billions and billions.
There you go. Marco doesn't sell helium hotspots anymore. It didn't work out. Okay, great. Scott tonight, collectibles and insurance are the only MLMs that work. Hilarious. Some people don't want to advance, yeah. Buying BV coin tonight. Thank you, Janet Miller, for paying your goon tax. That's all right. That's all right. I appreciate that. Speaking of goon tax, normally this weekend is when I would do my yearly, my annual celebration of my, I do it every year, GoonCon. We call it GoonCon. And it's sort of my annual celebration of when I first started streaming and first really started posting on YouTube back in 2019. So I think the first stream I ever did was August 21st, 2019. But of course, the 21st this year falls on a Monday. I don't really want to do a stream on a Monday. So I think we'll push it to next weekend. It'll be on my second channel, Always Marco Extras. So go subscribe to that. It will not be focused entirely on MLM, but if you've been following me a long time, you'll see some familiar faces, and we'll be just doing sort of a celebration and having fun over there. So Always Marco Extras is the channel. GoonCon, taxes are due. Goon tax is due. If you want to maintain your rank in this cult, now's the time. Now's the giving season. Let's see here. The FBI has a warning about people peddling ERC credits. Love that. Why would you recruit more collectors who could possibly buy the items you want as well? Great questions, Kendra K. Well, you just don't understand. You can't wrap your head around it, you know? I had a hard time wrapping my head around it too, but if you stopped looking at it through those anti-MLM glasses and started using real logic, then you would understand, you know? Love it. Talking without saying anything, the art of being successful in MLM. Talk, 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 and say nothing. Plus, I don't need to pay money in order to sell someone else's product. Another great point. Scott, let me tell you that Beanie Baby market is booming. This Dale guy is really onto something. Funny enough, Dale and Scott don't get along. Go figure. Back to you, Peter. There are no Shopkins on the website. Maybe he got the name wrong. Maybe I said Shopkins and he thought that was it. And I feel like this company would be great for scalpers, not collectors. So close to Bulumbak, yep. As a collector, I wouldn't want to be a part of this. I would sell my own collectibles and keep all the profit. Exactly. Makes no sense. I saw a clip from an MLM channel pointing out how Marco's Patreon is an MLM. Also, Dale tried to say that at one point. I was surprised he said it, but earlier when I asked him, is Walmart an MLM? He said no. And then later on, he said every company is structured like a pyramid. So I think he was... Yeah, it's funny. He says I was grasping for straws. It really was him who was grasping for straws, trying to skirt around the very straightforward, logical questions that I was pointedly asking. Let us know in the Discord what you guys are bringing to the party. Yes, join the Discord as well. Devin says, got you on Streamlabs. Let me check. Thank you, guys. There can't be good ERC companies. Regular tax people have this taken care of. Love it. You're always the problem when not in a successful MLM. Yeah, now that was an intelligent question. I'm actually honored that he thought that. And he said he likes me. Come on now.
Do you like me?
You know? And then this is the social club aspect. Dave, why wouldn't they? Yeah, he had a lot of good quotes. He had a lot of good quotes in there. Why wouldn't they? Let me see. Who's dropping bag on Streamlabs? Let me see. We've got... It's refreshing. Monica Shallon. Thank you, Monica. She just says heart, heart, heart. Thank you. Heart, heart, heart. Back at you. Denise says, excellent interview. And you proved to Dale he is in a pyramid scheme. He is a MLM. Thank you. Devin Kelly says, tiny bag because I'm broke.
You're broke!
But put it towards therapy for your inevitable Dale PTSD. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Your family is a pyramid. Dave has an entire freight full of piss-soaked Beanie Babies ready to be offloaded on True Collectors. Interesting how Dale kept defaulting to saying collectibles is a $450 billion industry, as though that statement explained why it wasn't a pyramid scheme. Yeah, that reminded me of yesterday when we spoke on the phone. He said the same thing about the $450 billion. And I said, it's funny, Dale, I did a stream on my channel a little while ago about Jay Noland from Success by Health, which has now been labeled by the FTC as an illegal pyramid scheme. Surprise, surprise. Go watch that stream. Add it to your watch later. Because in that video, we watch the opportunity presentation for Success by Health. And Jay Noland in that video talks about how coffee is this billion dollar industry, and how if they were even able to get a small market share of that, they'd be doing pretty well. They'd be a multi-billion dollar company themselves. I asked Dale, how is that any different than what you're saying right now? Every MLM does this. Every MLM, shampoo, they'll say, you know why we're a business that'll be around forever? Because your hair never stops growing. People are always going to need shampoo and skincare. That's why we are, recession proof. ACN said the same thing in my ACN video. Everyone's always going to need electricity. Everyone's always going to need heating for their home. Everyone's going to need a cell phone plan. We'll be around forever. Every company says this. Every MLM has their own way of justifying this. Dale, collectors, they always want stuff. Everyone's a collector of something. Everyone drinks coffee. So they all have their own little justification. Dale actually did have a good response to why the coffee one wouldn't work compared to the collectibles, which is that people have brand loyalty to the coffee they already know and love, which they've probably used for years. Same thing with shampoo. But with collectibles, the argument is that people shouldn't care about where they're getting the collectibles from. They care about the item itself, and those are limited commodities. But then that opens up a whole new wormhole of problems, like, for example, the fact that it is a limited supply. How are you going to keep up with market demand? Well, we're going to buy new stuff and this and that. Or with Dave, Dave's got it figured out. Dave's buying a new truckload, a new freight of stuff every week. So, and then also the problems that I asked him about with, like, why would a collector buy from here instead of just going about the normal channels, the usual ways they go to buy collectibles. So it's really like one of those cartoons where, like, Bugs Bunny is trying to plug the dam, and he plugs one hole and another one pops open, so he puts this hand, and then another one pops open, so he puts his foot, and then another one pops open, so he puts his other foot, and then another one pops open, so he puts his ear, and then another one pops open, so he puts his tail. You know, whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole dodging of logic. Nicola M says, you didn't answer on Instagram. I actually have no idea what you mean. Because do you mean like a comment? A DM? I don't know. I get a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll go back and check my message requests. But message me again. Message me again if it was a message. Yeah. All right, let's finish this up, y'all. That's all I got for today. Secondary. Fact, more pro MLMers like Marco than they do Scott or Peter. That's actually a fact. Dominic, Izzo, and Dale liking me as a person, you know, they both were very complimentary of me. Dale said he likes my spunk, pause, and Dominic Izzo said that he thinks I'm intelligent and he likes what I do and he supports what I do and blah, blah, blah. Both those people have beef with Scott and Peter, so Scott and Peter are in their own little bubble. Scalpers wouldn't even be doing this because they wouldn't be getting a lion's share of the profit. Great point. Buying a bunch of collectibles that may or may not appreciate in value and keeping them hidden for 5 years or more just sounds like hoarding to me, says Kendra K. Well, Kendra K, you just don't understand it. All right. The shiny glove potential money was supposed to distract you from him not answering the questions. Yeah. Dave is the Scarface of toys. We let you be the broker. Yeah, I love when Nathan says that. Dude, Nathan sucks, man. Investors on Shark Tank always roll their eyes when someone pitches that they talk about the overall market, and if they just get 5%, their business is worth billions. Exactly. I don't care if the rock is a blood diamond. I want it. Love it. We'll buy new stuff 4 years in advance. Hilarious. Yeah, before it's manufactured, they'll buy it. Eventually, it's going to devolve to the point where Dave is just inventing the newest thing that people are going to collect. No brand awareness, no brand value. Forget Star Wars. We're making a new thing. I love how he said the population of Earth argument while rolling his eyes, as if he could explain why that's wrong. It's funny. I love finding weird old vintage and antique shit, but I hate and refuse to buy from those grifty thrift stores that scoop it all up from someone's dead grandma and sell at exorbitant cost. So true. Goodwill? Value Village? Collectible doesn't always mean desirable. So true. Hoarding but make it a business. So true. Scott and Peter have been persecuted just like Jesus. So true. Just like Trump, as they would say. Amazing. All right. Well, that was fun. This was good.
Come on, Marco. Marco.
I gotta get the bag. Let's go.
Marco, go screw stuff.
Yeehaw! It's bull wrangling time.
You're broke, you're fucking poor.
I'm not a loser. Thanks, Marco.
All right, y'all. Well, appreciate it. We'll be back. Next stream may be on the second channel, GoonCon 4. Amazing. Love it, love it, love it. Holla at your boy. Swag. Love you, Dale. Peace out.